training. Okay, I think we are good to go. We are now live. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. And today I'll be talking about why waiting for your employer to send you for that training to grow your own career is not such a wise decision or is an outdated decision in 2025. I'll be talking around that and the things you can then do in place of you waiting to be upskilled by your employee. So if this is your first time of joining me, I'm Dr. Aderinsola Adio Adepoju, and my area of expertise includes global opportunities, employability, and remote work. I've worked internationally twice, once at the Museum for United Nations as a global program coordinator covering 23 locations on that project. Now that that is out of the way, please, I would like for you to just introduce yourself, whether you're joining me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or Zoom. I'd like for you to introduce yourself. And if you're joining me on Zoom and you'd like to be able to see my screen and start talking about certain things, please, just look at the comment section or the link in bio to join us on Zoom. Now, the topic of the day, training. I think I'm going to start first with what is on ground, what is obtainable, what it used to be, what it should be now, and how you can ensure that you are staying ahead of the curve. I'd like to take a sample of those in the room. So if you're a professional, like you do a 9 to 5, please in the comment section just type A. If you're a 9 to 5 person, you're in the comment section, type A. Now, if you're an entrepreneur, you're on this call, type B. And if you're a student, type C. You are a professional 9 to 5, please type A. You are an entrepreneur, type B, and you are a student, type C. Great. Thank you. So I'm seeing a sample of those in the room. I'm seeing A, then there's B, there's A again, and all that. So thank you very much. So it is important for me to be able to ensure that whatever it is I share today would cater to the larger population of those that are in the room. Now, outdated. Now, in the past, when you, how do I explain it? When you become a 9 to 5 or you become a professional, what happens is there's always that thing in your package that you say, oh, training, they will send you for course here, they will send you for courses there, they will send you for this there, and all that. And that was a thing. In fact, people used to make money from, being sent on, training in one different location or the other. However, here is what happened. Technology emerged. Let me put it that way. Technology emerged, and it's like employers got smarter or they got more prudent, and they realized that such trainings could be accessible online. And because such training could be accessible online, and it's more like technology democratized trainings for people, it means that they know that that training is now within your reach. Let me put it that way. The training is now within your reach. That is basically what happened. Because I remember like 10, 15 years ago, people around me, husband, sister, and everything like that. One of the things that used to happen a lot then was, oh, they sent us for this training. You go to, a particular place, but that started to reduce. And here is what happened. Does it take away the fact that you need to upskill on your job? It doesn't take it away. So, but what I realized is many professionals that, will I say, they are used to their employees paying for their training or for their upskilling, for some reason did not realize that the dynamics of training and upskilling changed since maybe COVID. It just simply switched. And will I say the liability of training then shifted from the employer technically to the employee. Now that we understand what has happened and how it has happened, what do we then do? So why do I say it is outdated? Here is why. Even if the employers, in quotes, are no more sending people for training as they used to, the employers are still grading people or putting people up for appraisal, or you are still able to, get a better deal, whether it is within your organization or another organization, based on the skills you possess. Let's be clear on that. The time has passed when employers of labor reward longevity. Like, I've stayed enough on this job, so it automatically means that this thing. Now, here is what happened. Employers of labor have gotten smarter to realize that, and when I say employers of labor, I'm not just talking about, like, you may argue because you probably work in the ministry and a government establishment where that is not obtainable. I'm talking about in a proper global workspace where promotion is not by I've spent 10 years here. Okay, so because I know the next question is not, I'm in the ministry, but I don't like, do you understand? I'm just telling you that in a proper competitive global workspace, which I have expertise in, trust me, it is now about value exchange. And what is value exchange? It simply means that what do you bring to the work I need to get done in such a way that that work can get done faster and in a smarter way. I will repeat. It simply means that what value do you bring to the table that that work can get done in a faster and in a more efficient way. And because that is now the criteria for appraising people, what it means is you would see someone that started career 2 years ago, 3 years ago, start to earn more than you been there for 10 years. And I'm not even joking. You will see someone that has stayed only 3 years within that space, earning more than someone who has spent 10 years. And you will now be wondering, how can that happen? Here is what happened. Upskilling was done by some set of people that they did the upskilling themselves even before they joined the organization. Let me give you a perfect example. A bank, and this is something that I saw happen. It's not like I'm just giving an illustration. A bank has had someone in, let's say, their IT department, what they used to call technology department in quotes, for a while. Now, they have been, using a specific type of app or whatever interface, however it is they address it. Now, the bank is realizing that some new set of generation banks are ahead of them in terms of technology, and they realize that they are losing their customers, right? And the current tech team that is there are not able to catch up with innovation. Now, in the bank analyzing what it is, typically in the past when the bank had no choice to go and get freelancers or had no access to the global workforce, let me put it that way, had no access to the global workforce, the bank is compelled to take its staff and send them on training, on 3 months training, 6 months training abroad, or whatever it is you're sending them to upskill, then come and contribute. But again, like I said, that is outdated. Now, we now live in a world where the workforce is now accessible by the globe from anywhere you want to access it. It means that a bank can afford to hire someone who is in Ghana, Kenya, this thing, to champion their innovation. So when I say it is no more about the longest, so it means that the tech guy in that their organization cannot deliver the value they want because the tech guy has refused to train themselves because they are waiting for the company to train them. So let's assume, I'm just going to give a number. This tech guy is earning 1 million per month. Now, this 1 million per month is coming short to their pockets because they've been there for a long time. here is what's going to happen. The moment this thing sits in a strategy meeting and they realize their competitor is getting customers more than them, do you know what they don't have the luxury of time to pick their person and go and train that person. They simply go into the global workforce and hire. Now, it does not matter if the person they are hiring has only spent 2 years. So far, they can see that, in fact, they poach a 2-year tech person from a competitor. They will poach that person and they will be offering that person better work conditions. They could be offering that person to start with 2-point-something million. They will tell the person you can work from anywhere. You don't have to show up in the office. And I'm not joking. Like, when I would just not like to go into the details. I mean, banker, as I know the bank, they say come to work. I'm talking about the tech guys in the bank. Those people are cut from a different set of people. In this country, in this Nigeria, I see tech guys that work with banks. They work on their own terms. Young guy, and you'll be seeing that they are earning more than that person that's invested 10 years in that bank working in the IT space. What do you think happened? And I'll tell you a proper illustration of someone that I've spoken with happened. This person spent money. When I say good money, to upskill themselves. Then they went to compete for that high-bidding job. You'll be seeing someone that will be telling you, I work in XYZ Bank in Nigeria and I work from home. Like, and you're wondering, how come me, I'm waking up every day? Guess what? They are paid the price of upskilling. They dictate the terms of the employer. Because when talent becomes scarce, terms of remuneration starts to bend, meaning I would rather have a tech guy who is 2 years on the job, who can revolutionize my this thing, even working from the corner of his room, than have a 10-year-old tech person in name or engineer who is just earning my salary and not contributing to any innovation. So what has happened is, you see that tech person on that job, they will leave the person on that job. They will not, because at the end of the day, the value they seek to re-engineer their growth, they can easily find it and pay for it. So why use is like somebody telling them that they will use 5 million to send you to Kenya or Ghana to go and train you. Do you understand? Or even more, whereas they can find and outsource that thing to someone who has trained themselves, and that person will get the money. They will pay out that person out of the money. So I wanted to explain this and why you should be the person to take your own upskilling into your hand. Because sometimes, okay, so if you are joining us on Facebook, you can get the link to, what's it called, to join us on Zoom in the comment section. And if you are joining us on Instagram, you can also pick the link from the top of the bio. Now, as I was saying, now you see why this waiting for your company to train you is such an outdated thing. Because I have seen how an employee, because there are some things you just like, why are you not paying for the name? I'm just waiting. I'll go and tell my employer about this, your training. We see something like that in our DM where we say, oh, these workplace skills, it will help you improve your productivity on the job. And we are trying to tell them why they should enroll for maybe the workplace foundational school or any other program. They will say, Ashebi is for my job and everything. I will tell my employer about it. Maybe they can introduce it to my company and they can train us. And I'm like, look, the day somebody who paid for their training WFS has a chance as your employer and gets into the distance, that is the day you are relegated on your job. You will just discover that you've been relegated. You know, you will know because the job you used to do for 2 hours, that person is getting it done in 20 minutes. Then you know your job is at stake. At that point, that is when you will realize that waiting for that training to happen was such a bad decision. Now that we all agree that it is a bad decision, what do you then do? Here is what my advice is, depending on where you are in your stage of career. I would say, first, we need to identify what you need to increase your productivity. You first need to identify what you need to increase your own efficiency and productivity on the job. Now, how do you identify what you need to increase your productivity? I'll pick someone's job and use it as an illustration. Let's say you are an administrative staff at your organization. In your course of discharging your administrative duties, your day-to-day will involve that you have an Excel sheet where you document, Excel sheet, it is on your system. You document, whatever it is your boss has asked you to document as an admin. Or the list of customers who came today. Or let's say you're not even an Excel sheet. You're even still using Ledger. Yeah, you will write it. People who came today, people, who wants to see your guy tomorrow, and all those things. You are writing it. You are manually saying, Oga, please, you say, take this paper. When somebody comes to your boss's office, you say, take this small sheet of paper, write it so I can book you an appointment. And at the end of the day, as an administrative staff, you see that today somebody wrote 2 p.m. That person wrote 2 p.m. today. Another person wrote 2 p.m. today. You have collected both of them. I said, don't worry, come back in the next 30 minutes. 2 of you will now come. You now start saying, hey, you have double booked your Oga at 2 p.m. You are there as an admin to manage your Oga so that it doesn't have challenges. And the way you have been doing it is that way. It is possible you have the highest information about your Oga, but the day one newbie comes to that place, and your Oga doesn't have to have clashes on his calendar. Because why? That newbie has taken workplace foundational skills, understand the tool, that there is a Google Calendar, that there is a Google Note, there is all these things that they can use to manage that their Oga. And instead of the person giving people paper, as people say, oh, they want to see my Oga, the person is sharing, is going, clicking calendar and looking at it. What time does my this thing? Is this thing? Okay, I think I can find a slot for you. I say, okay, how do I now book the meeting? Or your guy is saying, I won't need to have a meeting. Say, don't worry. I say, the person is giving, this is a tab. You just take the available time on this, like on Calendly. Book something on Calendly. You are an admin staff. You've never heard of the existence of Calendly, because you have refused to learn digital workplace tools that exist for your role. You see how your job is about to fly out the door. That way, your Oga will not be having 10 meetings on one day while he does not have any meeting on the following day. That way, somebody has used Calendly to solve Oga's problem and has even linked Calendly to Zoom meeting and to calendar in such a way that once a meeting is booked on Calendly, it goes directly into your Oga's this thing. There is a notification that comes on your Oga's to say he has a meeting at this time. You don't have to be standing up from the desk to come and say, Oga, any meeting, no? All those things. Do you understand me? That's why I said, let me just take a typical person's job. Imagine you are the one that has because at that point, the reason why your Oga will not send you away yet is because you have the most information about him. Maybe you've been there for a long time. You know that he likes to eat rice in the morning. He likes to eat pepper in the afternoon. You know all that. It is for that information, not for the efficiency of the task you are really hired for. The day that deputy person that came 6 months ago understands your Oga, and you know how they will even know it. They may not know it offhand. They will simply open Google Keep There's what you call bookkeeper. You can use to listen. They will be documenting, okay, this man had this thing on Monday. This is what to say. They will take all notes of all things there. You now know what they will now use to bamboozle the whole thing. When they now set up meeting for that their Oga, and the Oga is in the meeting, and they are saying, Oga, don't worry, in the next 2 days, I will give you the minute of that meeting. This person that is digitally literate has already dropped summary of meeting for Oga in 20 minutes. You know how? Because that person knows that on Zoom, if I make my Oga have this meeting, as we are doing it like this, AI is recording, there's AI summary in my meeting. Everybody that has gone through my WFS knows when you join meeting, there is AI recording the summary. So in the actual sense, your work of admin or secretary or whatever it is you call yourself, I say, see, even if that girl can do computer, if you see, my minute of meeting is always accurate. Sis, you are no more accurate than AI that is listening and documenting as it's on the phone. But you don't even know. You don't know that AI exists to take minutes of meeting. You don't know that a tool exists that is called Calendly, where people can book the appointment. Like you can just add to your LinkedIn bio and they can book appointments. You don't know that you can put this in on calendar. You can see which meeting is this that will send notification. You don't know all these things even exist. How will you upskill? So your first step is to say, what are my primary job functions? I will implore you, if you are here and you've been waiting for somebody to train you, stop it first. I've explained why you should stop it. Now, the next thing, you now say, oh, you have said I should stop it. What do I then do to ensure that, one, the job you are doing that is putting food in your mouth, you don't even lose it. Next, that you can decide any day to leave that job and find another place that they will pay you better money. I said something to someone earlier. I said the reason why some professionals are still in their job is not because they like it. It is because no other person will take them. The reason that admin staff is still with their Oga is because they know that if they by mistake resign, they cannot apply to any job in this today's world. When you are in such a place that you know that if you take your skills outside, you cannot find a job that is relevant to you again, then you are in trouble. I can resign any job today and tell you that in 1 month, I am in another job. Why? My skills are never static. My skills are what? Never static. I am constantly asking, in this, I have multiple job titles, but I'm just saying, in whichever titles I need to do, only me worked as design lead because I have design thinking experience in product innovation at Natural History Museum of London. Only me took another set of my skill sets and packaged it and went to work as a global program coordinator and chair for the United Nations. Only me is founder of iTrain Africa, and I'm doing. Why am I saying this? I know the skill set I require to do every specific role I've ever gone into, and I know the latest skill required in it, and I have upskilled in it. So that when I go to the interview, my mouth is not shaking to call money. I told someone, or on my WFS program, which is Work for the Skill, I said, at my interview for my NHM job, that's the Natural History Museum of London job, guess what got me hired? The last question that got me hired, it was about a tool that we use for collaborative work. And I remember that tool is Miro. Miro is a collaborative work tool where you can use to brainstorm alongside your team and so many other things. The only place I'd ever used that thing prior to when they asked me at that interview was a volunteer role. I used different means to upskill myself. I apply for global opportunities. I do volunteering. I take programs. I use different means to upgrade myself. Now, that mirror, I used it in a volunteering capacity. I struggled to learn it, used it, and deliver that volunteering, not knowing that was going to be the tool that would save me at that international interview. Why do I keep saying this? It is key that you know what is the latest trend in your industry and carry your money. Go and invest in training. There are even some of these things that do not even require you to pay money. It is just you first understanding that you need to research it and go and find it on YouTube. It is when your YouTube knowledge is no longer sufficient, or whatever it is you get on YouTube is not sufficient for that upskilling. Go and find someone who has gone that route before. Pay for their training and upskill. Now, another mistake I've seen professionals who have stayed in a job for a long time also make is they think that it is by obtaining the certification that and going to show their employer that adds value to that company. Your certificate does not add value to that company. It is the implementation of the knowledge you got from that certificate that adds value. I repeat, it's like my employee goes now to tell me, Ma, or let's say I hire a project manager and the person is telling me, Ma, I now have PMP. Congratulations are in order. Of course, I'll do congratulations. Or you did PMP. You come back to my organization. I don't see any improvements in the efficiency of my. Please, how does it add to my bottom line? How does it add to my bottom line? So why did I have to mention this point? Because Dr. Aderinsola has said that you should upskill, which takes me to the second point. I said what you need to do first, who can remind us, is to do research. No, the first point is look at your job function. Look at your job function. What is my KPI for this job function? Second, research what is the latest in that job function. How do you research what is the latest in your job function? Please go to LinkedIn. Go towards LinkedIn. Type your job title. Type your job title. Type it on LinkedIn. Type your job title on LinkedIn. When you finish typing your job title on LinkedIn, find a job that looks like your job. Look at what they are now asking people for in that space. Find what? A job title that looks like your job. Admin officer. Look for admin officer. Look for admin officer in the EdTech space, admin officer in whatever industry, look for it. When you finish looking for it, you will now say, okay, this is the next thing I need to do. You what? You look at the skills, the latest thing they are asking people for. Look at this latest thing they are asking people for in your field. That is how you know what is the latest in your field. When you know what is the latest in your field, you will now upskill in it. So step one is what? Look at your job function. What did they say I must know how to do? You go and look for this thing on LinkedIn. When you look for it on LinkedIn, find it. Look at, if I wanted to get hired in this job thing now, right? If I wanted to get hired in this job now, what will it be? What will it look like? What tool will they need me to know how to use? When you find those tools, then go online and go and find who is teaching it. Even if it is a YouTube video, at least upskill, train yourself. Now, should you now feel like this YouTube video is not sufficient, please take your money and go and pay. It's like now you're an admin staff or whatever, and you realize that the things you need, you cannot find it in a specific place on YouTube. My advice would be to enroll on WFS because workplace foundational skills that everybody in the workspace needs is not findable on YouTube. It's not findable as a curriculum on YouTube. Do you understand me? Like, if you realize you need to upskill generally on digital skills for the workspace, and you are not even setting, like the rights in your job requirement, like you need to be conversant with basic digital workplace tools. If you go online, you will have problem because you will find a million articles around what basic means for digital tools. Somebody will say, these are the 5, these are the 10, these are the 15. And that is where people have problem when they say, go and Google. They don't know which information is correct. So should you go and, do your own job function, you say, oh, you must have basic literacy in Google Workspace or in basic digital tools for the workplace. Please go to WFS at the Skill for Work Academy and go and enroll. Because what we did there is we sieved out the good things from the shaft. There are about 70 Google apps when you click on Google app. But on WFS, we only taught the ones. We made you realize the existence of different ones and what probably is for. We only tackled the ones that you would need in the workspace. So that is the difference between you going to probably do YouTube search, finding them one by one. Because if you say, oh, I want to go and learn Google Sheets now because I hear that it is a basic thing, trust me, you will find 1,000+ YouTube videos on Google Sheets that is teaching you how to navigate Google Sheets, not how to use it for a specific, as in for work generally. You're always saying you can do SQL here, you can do this thing here, and you're wondering, do I have to watch this 1 hour video? Whereas the main thing you need as a basic is probably like a 10-minute video. So it is that's the difference between when someone who has used a tool in their place of work is teaching you how to use it. They teach you for the purpose of work. They don't teach you for the purpose of knowledge. They are two different things. If you want to learn how to use Trello for the purpose of knowledge, you will find 1 hour video navigating Trello. Click here. Do you understand? But it is me that will now tell you that, or let's say Airtable, it's me that will now tell you that, see, this Airtable, you don't have to buy the paid version. Or if you want to use it for work, if your team is just this size, this is what you should do. That is where what experience then comes in terms of tools usage. Like somebody can point you in the direction of this is exactly what you need. You don't need to waste your time. So if you know that you do not really have time to be doing trial and error, my advice would be find someone or find a company, find an organization, whatever, who teaches what you lack in your field from a place of work, not from a place of knowledge. I repeat, from a place of work. One of the reasons why I like to buy trainings or pay for trainings that involves people who are doing work is for this reason. I would rather pay a trainer who has experience than a trainer who has a certification. If you are advertising this thing to me and you're telling me this person has certification, this certification, and you are not showing me how that experience or that certification is delivering results in terms of experience, you're on your own. I'm not going there. Because I want to say, Oga, when you use this thing on your work, show me the tricks of this tool that help, that how you use it to solve this work. That is what I want to see. Somebody asked me, why did you, like, we have the WFS, we have a curriculum. You can see it, like you can see the edits of our curriculum for free. You can see it. You will see lesson 1 to lesson 7. You will see the edits. I wrote it there. You can access the module 1 for free. One of my people will drop it in the comment section. But the difference is, I always say, if what you want to do is look at the entire curriculum, so you can be picking it one by one and be Googling it and go and learn it on YouTube, please. by all means do it. The only difference is you do not know how I taught it for use in the workplace. You don't know exactly what work I have used it for. Let me give you a perfect example. In my workplace now, we use Google Sheets to build SOPs. Like if you are running a campaign, want to build an SOP. You know, SOPs are typically built on a Google document or something like that. In my place of work, we use Google Sheets because of the kind of nature of this thing we use it for project. We will now, like, our Google Sheet is used in a certain way that it helps us to increase efficiency and the delivery of our campaigns. But if you go to YouTube and you see Google Sheets, you will not see how I use Google Sheets in my workplace. You will see how Google Sheets can help you. You say, Google Sheet, this is a row, this is a column, you can input values here. But how do you relate it to the work you are doing? That is where people get lost. Which is why I always advise people, please, if you can upskill in a program where the trainer understands how you use it to do the work. Remember, you are trying to upskill yourself for the work you are doing. And remember, I also said, certifications is, if you attended my this particular session on, was it Sunday, last one we did, I mentioned different things that you need for different categories. If you did not catch it, watch the replay on this page or on YouTube, where I said if you are at the tail end of your career, 30 years, this is what you need. If you are the middle to senior level, like senior level, and you have all the criteria of you upskilling and all those things, you already passed it, and it is time for them to start selecting senior level people into 6 executive levels and everything. You may now need to go and acquire some international certifications. At that time, you are using it as shoulder pad. You are using it as pedigree. So that when they read out your name, the person has a PMP in this, the person has a something in that, you are using it as pedigree, not for the knowledge that is contained. But if you need it for the knowledge and your ability to use it to improve your productivity, take vocational trainings where the trainer has experience in on using it for a job. There is a reason why our project management program, product management program, content creation program at the Skill for Work Academy is by professionals, not by teachers. It is somebody who is doing the job that has the experience in using that thing to do a job that you should be learning from if your intention is to upskill to improve your productivity and efficiency. Now, after you have done these 3 steps of researching, or identifying what your work is demanding, finding your work on LinkedIn to know what exactly is there with this thing, then looking at what they need and then going to find who teaches it. That is the 3-step approach. Then, of course, when you find who teaches it, of course, you obey. The next thing you now need to do, you now say, okay, there are 2 things that can happen as a professional. It is either you start using that knowledge to deliver premium work at your place of work enough that it is obvious. Make it really obvious that in their mind, they are asking, this person will soon leave us. This person will soon leave us because they are no more operating at our level. That will happen. And I'm not saying it with mouth. One of the people that enrolled for WFS, right? It happened with her. Like, when our employer was afraid that this girl will soon leave us. In fact, here is what first happened. We interviewed, I think, was in December, bless him. By the week 3, you can go and listen to that interview with her of her enrolling on the Workplace Foundational Skills Program. Our employer said, whatever I teach you, what are you doing? He said, oh, I'm in a training program. He said, you're in a training program. Your level of delivery and efficiency on the job. Remember that the boss did not say, did you get a certification? No. I said, what are you doing? Your level of delivery and efficiency in doing your tasks these days. What you are contributing to the seen these days, it's mind-blowing. Like, they couldn't understand how somebody's efficiency picked up. Now, the next thing that happened is the boss then looked at her and said, how much is this training? She mentioned the amount. This was week 3 of her being on WFS. WFS, what is called Workplace Foundational Skills Program. This is somebody that has 5 years on the job experience. Now, the boss said, how much is this training? He said, XYZ amount. The boss gave her money to pay for the training, like with change. Like the money the boss gave her was above the money she paid us to train. So invariably, you see, because she did not wait for the outdated format of let them train me, she took her own growth into her hands. She still ended up getting refunded the training fee and became a more valuable asset that the boss and her to have a discussion around, like, I see you have grown. Like, recognizing your value. So can you still stay there? Yes, if it is somewhere you want to be, but you are not staying there simply because you are stuck. You are not staying there simply because you are stuck. You are now staying there because you want to. You are staying there because you want to. Because you know that the skills you have, not just your technical skill, and if this is your first time of joining me in anything, there are 2 different kinds of skills every human being uses to do any form of work. And when I say work, whether you are working as for yourself as an entrepreneur, you are working for somebody in an organization, you are working as a freelancer, you are working in the academia, like, do you understand? Any type of work, you are doing work, right? There are 2 sets of skills you need. You need the technical skill, like a doctor needs to understand how to do surgery. That is a technical skill. A lawyer needs to know how to negotiate and do will. That is a technical skill and know all their laws. A digital marketer needs to know how to set up Facebook and digital ads. Do you understand? That is a technical skill. A content writer needs to know. Do you understand? Those are technical skills. That is a skill that you are hired. You are hired as a manager. That skill is a technical skill. But aside the technical skill, the main one, when I say the main one, the one that many people do not have, that despite they have technical skill, they will still not find job, or they cannot leave their job, is the foundational workplace skills for any tech-powered or tech-enabled organization. That is people's problem. And because many people do not even know what that is, it is when you know what it is, or skilling it. Like before now, before we started talking about foundational workplace skills, remote worker skills, no one was talking about it. Like it was silent because there was no curriculum out there talking about the association of these skills. But I have been able to give it a definition for you. There are 4 major categories of skills. I call it the soft skills, the life skills, the technical skill, not technical, but it is like I call it the project management skills and the digital skills. So if you see a trainer just saying digital, as in learn digital skills, it is only one part of the 4 workplace skills you must learn for any profession at all. The digital things that allow you to know, oh, this is how I navigate Miro, a collaborative tool. This is how I navigate Zoom. This is how I navigate Google Meet. This is how I navigate Google Doc. That is the digital aspect of it. Now, there is a soft skill aspect of it. There is the life skill aspect of it. Things like your ability to understand what design thinking is in order to know how to solve problems. Yeah, they fall under that category of the life skill. Then your soft skill, things like communication, ability to do research. For the workplace, I do not mean definition of communication is pass message and receive message. I'm not talking about knowledge. I'm talking about the skills of it. How are you communicating in the workplace? The use of Slack to communicate. Which type of messages go on Slack in the workplace? Which one goes on emails? So you don't join the global workspace, and what you're supposed to send via Slack, you're sending an email. What you're supposed to send an email, you're sending via Slack. Those are the kind of things I am talking about. Not knowing that, I heard that in the global workspace they use Slack. And see, do you know the kind of messages that should go on Slack in the global workspace? Do you even know there's a difference between Slack kind of messages and the email kind of messages? That is where experience is not the same thing as YouTube video. YouTube will teach you Slack, you click here, it will teach you navigation of the tool. It doesn't teach you the sense of it in the actual workplace. So what it means is you know how to use the tool, you still do not understand the nuances of it in the workplace. So please, in you upskilling, make sure you learn it for the workplace. Now I am going to take questions because I promised myself in today's live, I'm going to dedicate some time to take questions. If you would like to ask me questions, I'm going to pause here because today we are going to be discussing why waiting for your employer to upskill you is such an outdated format. Do not do it. And I explained at the beginning of this live why it is dangerous to do it. Before, where they did not have, your employer did not have access to global talents, they don't have a choice but to carry money, send you to that place to go and train. But guess what? Your employer has choice. Global talents. You are saying, I'm the designer on the team. All you've been using all your life is something AutoCAD or something, and you do not know that right now there is one AI tool that when you are still AutoCADing and you are doing this thing, somebody has designed it in 3 minutes. The day your employer by chance just go out to one conference and see the magic somebody is performing, your own has finished. Because the only thing on your employer's mind is not like, how will I get such a person? Not how will I carry my money and go and train this person for 6 months. Your employer. The market has gotten so smart that employers of labor can no longer wait to train you for 6 months. They will look for that person who has trained themselves and get that person into the job. It's that simple. And they may not even pursue you. They just render you redundant. You cannot grow again. And that is the end of career. Because the problem is you still do not have that skill enough to say you want to exit. You cannot exit because you don't have the skill that the market needs. And it does not matter the market. Let me give you free advice. It does not matter the market. It does not matter the profession. Foundational workplace skills that support tech-powered and tech-enabled organization. If you are asking, I'm not a tech bro, I don't do tech, you are lying to yourself. When I say an organization is tech-powered, it means that do they use technology in their workspace? If they use it, what is technology? Laptop, phones, devices, this one and that one. Do they use it? Then you work in a tech-powered organization. It is not until you are the coding person there. It is not until you are the person doing this thing that you are a tech. You work in a tech-enabled, like the runnings of the organization. So what happens is, even if you say, I'm looking for a very basic work, secretary at that my organization, what do? We buy and sell cement. Whereas they are stealing your gas cement because you are still using your ledger to be writing this person bought cement today. You don't know Manager IO exists that you can use to do inventory. You don't know Zoho. You don't know anything about inventory management, digital tools, and you are still doing job. The day an intern comes and is introducing digital inventory management tools for that your gas business, you are out the door. Because now your guy will say, even when I'm in China, even when I'm in this thing, I can see my book. I can see how many cement is remaining in my shop. Your work has finished. Auntie admin has been there for 10 years. That doesn't know Manager IO exists, not to talk of going to learn it. Please, do not wait. Do not even wait till your oga realizes that there is a technology-powered method to do your job. You should be abreast of that research. One of the skills we teach in WFS is research. How to research is a skill. How to research for what you need is a skill. WFS is $45,150. If you're outside the country, it is $45. 45,150 naira as at today. Always remember that the program is subsidized. And if you are here, you plan to take any program at the Skilled for Work Academy Technical School, the price is going to 215,000 by April 4. We always tell people ahead when price is going up. We will tell you. And if you say it is only this thing, wait till then. It's not about, I don't do marketing gimmicks. When I tell you something is going up, it's going up. And we used to, no, trust me, people have paid me 300K for this program, and they still got value for that amount of money. So it is not a question of the same. Yeah, it's the same. I'm not adding anything. The only thing we always do is we subsidize our programs for as long as we want to subsidize it. And the moment we want to stop subsidizing, we stop subsidizing it. It's that simple. It's not because the program, I don't record programs so that today I want to add money, I'll not be thinking the value is not enough. I record programs that are of international standard that I can sell for $2,000 in the international market, and it will be up to standard. That's the way I record my programs. So the price of what I put on the program does not determine the value in it at all. This is a free clarity session, right? I'm not collecting money for it. Does it depreciate the value of what I give now? It's either I give it or I don't give it. That's simple for me. But I will now say this program, the value will be small because of this small. So I'm subsidizing it because, again, we're a social enterprise, not because I've seen people like come into our inbox to say the main reason why I'm afraid of paying for your WFS is the price does not match like the kind of value I've heard that is in it. Are you sure you're not a scam? And I start to laugh. I say it's all right for you to be afraid because nobody should be giving you this kind of value at that price. I understand. But again, remember we're a social enterprise, so this program is currently subsidized. And any day we choose to remove the subsidy. It is not a discount. We're not running sales. We subsidize the program. If you are Nigerian, I'm sure you understand. It's like you saying fuel last year or the other year was discount. It's not discount. It's like somebody is paying for the differential. It's subsidized. So if we decide to remove it, we remove it. And that's the end. It's not like it's going to come back. No. So it's not a sale. Mm-hmm. So questions, if you now have questions, it may be around what I've discussed today around employability. It may be around something else that I've taught before in my formal class, in my formal clarity session. Mark, let me take questions from it. You can use the raise hand button and you can type your questions in the comment section and I'll take it. Mark, can you tell those, okay, no, not that one. Let me see. I'm taking question. If you want to ask your question by raising up here, just use the raise hand button on Zoom and I'll take question. Doctor, how much is the WFS have answered? This was 550 for now. What other question? Let me see if there are questions online. If you have questions, you're on Zoom or you're on YouTube, you're on YouTube, you're on Facebook, or you're on Instagram, please drop your question and I'll be ready to answer them. If you have questions around clarity. Now, if you're an entrepreneur, because I saw that some people said they are entrepreneur, now what time is the training start each day? So it is a pre-recorded this thing. How do I explain it? Please, Oluwatosin, can you, the link of that free seller, I want to share my screen so that, okay, I've seen it, so that you can understand what I'm saying. When we say a program is pre-recorded, it simply means that the lessons, it is a program, not just an online course. So I'll share my screen with you. When I say it's a program, not just an online course, so it means that in a program, you have you have different elements. because again, I have a background in the academia, so I'm an educator through and through, and I have experience in curriculum development. Again, for me, it's about education that actually leads to transformation. It is not about selling courses. I have a PhD, I've done research for a decade, right? So I understand curriculum development and all that stuff. So for us, we used 3 years to design the curriculum of this thing. If it was about selling courses, we would have started selling all this thing in year one because I knew what I was doing anyway. You understand? But for us, it was about me putting together a curriculum that can lead to transformation irrespective of who the person is. And when I say irrespective, we tested this curriculum on 9 demographics. That is a 17-year-old teenager, 18-year-old teenager, undergraduate, graduate, someone who has gone through the workforce for 7 years, someone who is an entrepreneur, someone who is an artisan. Like we tested it, nursing mother, pregnant women. We tested it to be sure that what the length of time it takes somebody to learn it, that is foundational workplace skills, the disposition, the attitude. How do I ensure that this person that I have trained can serve me in my own organization? So for me, it was in fact, and initially it was a way for me to power my workforce, like power my own workforce, because I couldn't find people with sense and skills I needed in combination to do the kind of work I wanted to do in my own EdTech organization. So it meant that I needed to train them to be able to work at my standard. And by the way, I have a very high standard of work because I've worked in the global space. So I know what is required in the global space. So if you can work with me, you can work in any global, and I beat my chest to say it, you can work in any global organization because the kind of standard I will hold you to, I will show you something. I was just walking my staff through this evening about designing a workflow, this thing for himself. If you can work, like, and I do not, look, it doesn't matter if you're an intern with me, you are held by the same destiny. So now, here is what I'm talking about. This is a free version of it, like, but this is exactly what is in our curriculum. The only difference is this one, you can see the curriculum, but you can't click the lessons, you can't watch it. You can only watch the first 5 lessons in this one. So when we say something is pre-recorded, it simply means that if you click this thing right now, the lessons, if you are enrolled inside the, as in these free lessons, you can watch it right now. It means that there is no fixed daily time for the lessons. You can watch it the time you choose to watch it. But the academy, because we support you as a bonus on the course, it is a 6 weeks academy, where we'll now tell you that in week 1, we'll give you a schedule and say in week 1, you are watching module 1 and 2. In week 2, you are watching module 3. In week 3, you're watching module 4. We give you a schedule. Again, I practice what I preach. I will share my schedule with you. Like if you go to iTrain Africa Workplace Foundational Skills Program, I want to show you something. And you go through that page. The schedule we share with you in every batch enables you to understand which lessons you are learning on that day. You will be able to know which lessons. So if you go to this page and you want to see, when I joined this academy,
I lost my job, I lost everything. I was doing my PhD, I could not continue. A lot of things were happening at the same time. I was undergoing physiotherapy, so many things. Imagine having a baby.
Schedule, what the schedule looks like. Can you see it? If you go to this page, you can click it. I just went to the page and clicked it. You will see how we structure the academy. You will know what you are watching. Because again, I am an educator. I want you to take the optimal number of lessons in a day that ensures that you are taking those lessons, practicing it, and you are getting upskilled. So we have a schedule. I don't hide things in my life. If you like, don't even pay. You can view this schedule. You can know what to study on each day. So you will see that this is week 3. Again, how to even navigate all these Google Sheets. We taught it in the academy. That's why we always say that when we teach you something at our academy, you start using it in the academy. So it is not to go and come and store it. Remember, it is a global employability academy. Our focus is to upskill you. Not so you will finish. You're not going to say, I have a certificate. I do not care about certificates. I don't care. Certificates will not deliver productivity on the job. You need to know it. So what we did was to schedule and say, On day one, when you join, like people that have joined this batch that is starting on February 1, on day one, what you need to do is onboarding, meet your instructor, program overview, what you need. That is the lesson. So if you come here, you will see it. On day 2, you need to do module 1 lesson, 1 module 2 lesson, 2 module 3. If you come here, you will see those lessons in module 1. So the moment you say, what did they say we should watch today? They say we should watch lesson 1, 2, 3. That is all that and lesson 1, 2, 3. How many of you can see on my screen? How many minutes is lesson 1? 17. Lesson 2, 20 minutes. Lesson 3, 20 minutes. Combine everything together. It is not more than 60 minutes. 1 hour in a day is enough for you to watch this. If you go to your schedule for day 2, what do you see? Say, watch lesson 4 and lesson 5 for day 2. If you come back here, how many minutes is lesson 2? 23 minutes. How many this thing, is lesson 4. How many minutes is lesson this thing? 24 minutes. Combine 23 and 24, it is still less than 50 minutes. That means on day 2, you won't even need up to 1 hour. If you can, why did we create this schedule? We are building a habit of scheduling. Because why? 80% of people that even join our academy are professionals that are upskilling. And the first thing a professional will say is, if you're on YouTube or you're in this time, you want to see my screen, please join us on Zoom. The link is at the top of my page or it is in the comment section. So you can see my screen. Many professionals always complain, I don't have time. Go to my work from morning till night. So you will end up having time by the time you are out of the job. You cannot dedicate 1 hour to yourself for 6 weeks, 1 hour. That 1 hour can be the time for guys. The time you're using to sit down in your toilet, you are using 45 minutes. Be watching. Be watching it on your mobile. The time you'll be using to watch nonsense videos on TikTok and be scrolling endlessly. They say for the next 6 weeks of my life, my plan is to upskill myself for career growth. Use that 1 hour of TikTok to watch this. And go to your work the following day and practice it. If we teach you how to do this thing on LinkedIn, do it. On day 2, I teach people how to do metered network. Some of you you say, hey, why have you not learned? It's because that thing will consume my data. Whereas all you needed to do was set your system as a metered network to reduce your data. Information you don't have, you would not know how to optimize it. I say it is foundational workplace skill, but you don't know it. Foundational it is not common knowledge. It simply means that you need to at least know it. That is why we call it foundational. There are people who have 15 years of experience in our academy. They will say, Doc, you just saved me. Like, how come I did not know that exists? I said, because you just don't know. You may not have worked in the international space. I have worked in the international space. You may not have employed labor. I have employed labor. You may not have worked in the academia to know what the kind of, let me show you something. I think on week 2, when we were teaching communication tools, or was it week 2 or week 3, I taught people how to do research in the academic space. Let me find it. Can you say lesson 3, how to do research? Using lesson 5, how to do research using Google Scholar. How to do what? Research. Give me 1 minute. My battery is going down. I need to plug it in before this goes off. Okay, great. If you are watching on Facebook or this, I just need to adjust as in plug this thing so that it doesn't go off. Yeah. Great. I think it is now plugged. It's not going to go off. Well, we are good. So please, what you don't know, when you don't know what you don't know, you don't even know what to learn. Like I said, if you are even wondering, what don't I know? Or you say, will this be beneficial to me? Just click this free link. If you're on Instagram. The free link is probably at the top of our somewhere. So just click it and click each of the modules. You can view it without doing anything. View it and say, starting with technology. Do I know what she's talking about? Meta network. Starting with browsers. Do I know what she's talking about when it comes to browsers? I'm saying, overview of Google. Do I know what all that? Chrome browser, Gmail. Do I know how to set signature in my email? Do I know how to set out of office in my Gmail? You will not even know what is there. You will not even know what I put in it. You can only see the heading. Do you understand me? So all these lessons, we give you a schedule and start saying today, and we give you less quiz. That is another thing. In our academy, you don't learn and keep. You are not a library that is storing knowledge. You learn and do. You see people grading you. Like you will submit assignments. We will grade you. Why? We intend for you to use the tool, to use the skill in the academy before you finish. If you go to this page I was talking about, this workplace, this thing, go and listen to Ijeoma. I want you to listen to her. Week 3, we taught how to use Canva. You can see it here. Come to week 3, how to use Canva. We taught it in week 3. Ijeoma, that is module 4 is week 3. Ijeoma, who had been paralyzed out of a job for 2 years, did not even have one naira to her name. He said, Doc, as you taught Canva in week 3, I took it, I used it to build a portfolio. As you taught how to sell in week 5, I took that knowledge, I went to use it to sell and asked myself to be hired by one of my clients. As you did this, I did this. As you were telling me this, I did this. I said, Doc, on the day we were graduating, and she was telling us about this, you can go and listen to her. It's on this page. It was at our graduation ceremony in November. I said, Doc, as I finished, as of today, using the skills I learned and implementing it, I'd earned 2 million plus in naira. Because I am already a professional. I just did not now know how to take my knowledge as a professional, combine it with these workplace skills, digital skills, and all that skills, and place it online on LinkedIn to use it to attract clients that will now pay me for my professional knowledge. Some professionals, I repeat, are stuck and not earning money, maybe even money in the organization or extra money, because they don't even have the digital workplace skills or foundational workplace skills that they can use to convert that their knowledge into money in some other place. So they stay stuck. Whereas just that workplace skills, knowledge, and skills acquisition would save them a whole lot of money. I see many teachers struggling. They are good. They can teach French. They can teach something really unique. They can teach special needs children, but they don't even know how to navigate digital tools. Not to talk of me advising them to say, take this skill and go and offer it online. Where do I start that advice from? You cannot build a portfolio. You cannot do this thing. How would I tell you to now package, to design a portfolio and go and use it to pitch to somebody now? So you see that it is not for your lack of knowing how to speak French or teach special. It is for lack of having the digital skills that will package that knowledge and sell it. When I was teaching them how to use Canva, there was somebody in the last bar that said, Doc, as you taught us how to use Canva to do ebook, to set up one-page digital website, I quickly packaged my knowledge on how to teach. I put it in an ebook. I set up this thing for it. I started selling it. Doc, where was I? So I can do free website for free on Canva. I say yes. So I can do ebook. I can do ebook now. Design cover of ebook. I say yes. And do the content of the. I say yes. What you were lacking was the digital skills and the foundational skills to set up what you already have. Dear professional, even if you are not upskilling for your workplace, upskill because you may be able to earn money like Ijeoma did from our already existing knowledge within 6 weeks. If you are not doing it for your employer, do it for yourself. Let's even know what is available out there. Is it useful to me? If it is, how can I convert it to money? Stop staying stuck. You've been doing it for several years the same way. Stop staying stuck. Learn something, join it to what you know. This is the Ijeoma I was talking about. Join it.
I lost my job, I lost everything. I was doing my PhD, I could not continue. A lot of things were happening at the same time. I was undergoing physiotherapy, so many things. Imagine having a baby less than 3 months old and then going through all that drama. And then I just decided in September, in fact, I registered on the last day, 30th of September. I said, I've been seeing these emails. Let me just register. Number one, what can I lose from it? What can I don't stand to lose anything. At least I will gain, if no matter the knowledge. I just felt it was something that I didn't need. But by the time I registered, it just reignited consulting for people free as much as I can because of my wealth of experience, and I have a master's in non-profit management and all that. Trained in a US university and all that. I have a lot of certification, but then I've not been able to really monetize my knowledge since I was out of a job. So this course, with the little things I learned, I was able to now package myself, put a proposal together. I used Canva, I had to even change my LinkedIn profile, changed everything, started writing again on LinkedIn, and then using ChatGPT now was also like an advantage to me. I was able to come up with proposals, come up with SOPs, come up with a lot of documents, and I pitched to the people that have been doing free services for. The first client I got paid me 400,000 naira. I'm not just, it was like, I was asking myself from 35,000, I'll be 30-something thousand naira that I invested. To be honest, I didn't have that money. Like, you know how it is now. I didn't have that money. I have not earned a dime. It's me. All the money I've been getting are from my husband or any money I get from my family, and it was going towards my medical treatment. So I just said, let me just spend this money that I have. And for the first time, I got an alert, 400K. I thought it was a joke. Then I went on, I said, I did a video editing, what they call it, a short social media video, 1-minute video for a client. And they paid me 200,000 naira. Like that, before I knew what was happening. You know, today I took stock. I just got another client today. And what I'm sharing this is, I know I'm a bit incoherent. I don't know how to really, like, of the past 6 weeks. It was very challenging, health-wise, putting together, sitting down, listening to the videos, even trying to do my physiotherapy, do everything at the same time. But then I took stock and I saw that I had received more than 2 million naira. I'm not joking. In payment for services I knew this, I had this knowledge, but this helped me put it together. Services I was rendering to people free. I had to now package myself. I did a rate card. I watched the portfolio class that day. Before the class even ended, I created the portfolio for myself immediately. As I was watching that, I created a portfolio and I said, that was the last client I got. And they just credited me 800,000 naira to start restructuring their NGO. Because
to listen to that. Because whenever I hear people say they have challenges, paralyzed, like she had a move, cannot walk, nothing. The first time she said she sat upright to do was during this WF when she had to do that video for that client. So I don't know what you are going to name as your best thing as a professional that is here. Because if she can say, I got paralyzed 2 years, I'm still doing physiotherapy. As when she did this, she gave this testimony at the off-boarding session. She could still not walk. Do you understand me? So why did I wanted to play? Because the next thing I always hear when it comes to professional is, I have this challenge. This is my challenge. I don't have money. She collected money from, she had nothing from her husband to say, I beg. She paid after registration closed on the 28th. She paid September 30th. Because look, whenever I listen, I always say she had all the challenges you can have. Maybe you know even what you can have, what you don't pray to have. She had it. She had a baby, she got paralyzed 3 months. So she had everything. Look, every challenge somebody can have, she has it. But she went ahead to say, let me take a chance on my own. I'm paid for this training, upskilled. This entire training is 6 weeks, 2 million. It's not as if she started earning it on the day one. It is day. You know, when she was saying that I used the Canva this thing to do this thing. Let me show you. The Canva lesson is in week 3. She said portfolio lesson. Portfolio lesson is in week 5, where I taught them how to develop all the assets they use to sell themselves to whoever it is they want to sell themselves to, whether it is an employer or a client, where you are developing your CV, cover letter, portfolios, all those things. It is in week 5. It is called the self-selling module. It means that the knowledge she got from module 3, in week 3, she took it, did Canva. The knowledge she got from module 5, portfolio, she did this. Can you hear her? I said, the day you taught us that portfolio, this thing, immediately I did it. Can you see lesson 5, module 6? And I got the client. That means she took it in week 5. We finished the program in week 6. She did that portfolio in week 5. That means it took that 1 week. 1 week for her, as in she did the portfolio, submitted this thing, and they accredited that 800K to commission the job on week 6. Because I always hear people say, how long? I said, how long does it take you to implement? Can you implement? Please, that is how long. Your own success is in your hand. It is in your hand. Somebody asked us, is it all our trainings are online? They are purely online. You can hear her. She's someone that cannot move. We even come to our hub. It's online. We don't do anything at our hub. While I was testing the curriculum, I tested it for 3 years. Why do you think it took me that long? I wanted to make sure of what it will require me to teach someone who was not presently with me. I wanted to ensure that it was not because that person was near me that they were learning. Some people call them soft skills. Some people call them transferable skills. Some people call them whatever. I call it workplace functional skills. It means that the skills is transferable. You don't have to be with me. It was when I had perfected it that we brought it and said, oh, yeah, come and take WFS and upgrade. He said February is far. Then February is just a few days. Today is 14th, so it's just like in 2 weeks, February 1. And for some people that say they cannot wait, what we did was we gave them access to 3 modules. That's the module 1, 2, and 3, where they can start learning digital tools. Because some professionals said, you see, this is your digital tools lesson, which is module 3. Or is it module 2? Yes, module 2, tech tools. He said, I beg, I just realized that I even need to learn that thing about Google something. Let me start learning and start improving on my distance. So if you are that person that wants access immediately, you pay, just chat me now or pay and tell her that you want immediate access. She'll give you immediate access to only 2 modules. The module that covers the digital tools, so you can start implementing some digital tools. But take note, the program officially, you cannot ask us questions today. The support is a bonus on the program. So we always say we support you in such a way that you can ask your question, you can deliver assignments. That one is group support. It is not, if you want one-on-one support, my one-on-one support starts from 2 million naira. So if that is what you want, you can afford to go and pay for it, that is fine. I'm just saying it. But the group support we offer as this thing is, say, group is starting February 1. It is not because the course is there. The course is on our website already. So it is not, do you understand? It's recorded. Do you understand? It is simply, we need to ensure that people are learning and getting results. We realize that when people purchase online courses, they will purchase it and go and do it. This one is not an online course. It is your upskilling pathway. It is how your life will change in your profession. So it is not a course. When people ask me, I say, they will give you, seller will give you a certificate of participation. But please tell me, how does that change your life? It is you taking the skill, the same way it has changed Ijioma's life, change Blessing's life that they are gifting her cash in her office, change Israel's life that they are saying is now champion project manager in his workplace. That is how, I want your value to reflect in the output, not in the paper. Do you understand? It must reflect in output, not in paper. If you are that professional, that your mindset is still stuck, so let me go and take certification, so they will know that me self, I've upskilled in my, be doing yourself. That time has passed. That was in industrial age. It is not by you coming to showcase and flag paper to your employer. I am now a certified, hello, how does it add to my bottom line? That is now how people employ the global space. So when I tell people I've been employed internationally as a design thinking expert, as a design lead, I don't have one certification in design thinking. You would think they paid me. I don't even have it anyway. I don't have design certification. But do I have the experience? Yes, I've been to Unleash Global Innovation Lab. I understand the innovation process. I will charge 10 times the amount a product certified person will charge. You know why? I understand innovation. I understand product innovation back to back, and I don't have a certification in it. I know how to get it done. That is how people now hire people in the global space. Don't get it twisted. I know how to get it done. There is a member of my team that I just employed, and I told her, I said, I hired you because of your, like, look, you don't have to. And there are people that came to that interview that had 4 years. They had PMP. I did not hire them. So if you're ever wondering, I've gone to that interview, what did they know? Hello, did you showcase the value? Did you take them through product innovation or product innovation? You know how to execute it? You think they still hire for certification in the global space? Don't deceive yourself. Oh. Your paper will not help them deliver the job. Oh. It is the delivery of the job that adds to the bottom line, that adds to the revenue. Please get out of the mind space of let me continue to pack degree upon degree. If it does not add to the output of your employer, you are not getting paid extra for it. So take a step back and take trainings that will upskill you, that will now increase the output of your work. Whether you are an entrepreneur that is working for yourself, or you are a freelancer, or you are working for somebody, it must increase your work output for it to become valuable, and you will now command money for it. Doc, I need some of the module for me to start ahead. If you've paid for it, please just chat Moina. Moina would not chat Moina, send an email to iTrain Africa. That is under admin. Aisha enrolls people. Aisha, Raji, you don't have to. No, just send an email to iTrainAfrica@gmail.com. iTrain Africa, the subject should be I need early access. She will sort you out. How much is WFS? WFS is $45,150. That's $45. I'm sure you are saying, are you sure? I know. People paid me $300,000 for the same program. So yeah, the value can never be in the money. This one is charity work. It's charity, social enterprise work. And by the way, if you are here, you've taken WFS before. We launched a program yesterday. We call it She Earns. It's an empowerment program that we intend for women to start earning from the digital economy by actually partnering with us to talk about digital workplace skills to their friends, family. Because what has been happening is a lot of people go through WFS and they cannot believe the amount of value we give out for close to nothing. And they're saying, my church member, my destiny said, you know what, here's what's going to happen. We need to reach 10 million people with the good news of workplace functional skills or digital skills. We need to let many people know it so that the African workforce, because the whole essence of this is we need people that are actually skilled enough to grow the economy of Africa. Africa is backward because we have population. We don't have skilled population. That's the problem we have. We have population. We don't have skilled population. So how is the economy going to grow? When I'm using 6 weeks to look for one staff because there are plenty, but there is no quality. How we will grow the economy? So our mission is to ensure that the economy of Africa is growing. And for it to grow, we need a skilled workforce. So we said if we have to have 10 million skilled people, which is our mission at iTrain Africa, we cannot spread the news alone. Here's what's going to happen. You know what this thing can deliver to you. You know how great this thing is. You know how it has even changed your own life if you've gone through WFS. Here's what's going to happen. Let's all of us join forces together and start telling neighbors, telling family, telling this thing to enroll. And we then created an affiliate program in such a way that, see, you will not even tell them for free. Tell them they enroll through your link, you will even now get 20%. Why? Because I'm already giving that 20% to Uncle Mark. Uncle Mark is what the people we advertise through, that's Facebook. Let me take the money from Uncle Mark. You do the work. Earn from the digital economy. I want you to experience earning from the digital economy. Experience it from the program. And that is why we launched She Earns. Because we realized that people go through our WFS, and majority of the people that get started immediately with that zeal are the men. It was just the men, they've not finished the program. Man, I got the remote something. Man, I got the remote placement. Man, I got the this thing. And I'm saying, is it that women, like, they cannot kickstart? Let them start earning from the digital economy now. Like we are not self-starters. So I said, you know what? Maybe if we set up a place where we are supporting them, we put them in a community, we give them entrepreneurial trainings, knowledge, and everything. We now even give them the product that they will say that we used to have from the digital economy. And I feel like the first time a woman is able to give a link to someone and the person pays and she sees 20% of that money land in her account, then she will understand what earning from digital economy means. Like, you are sitting in your house, you put something on your WhatsApp status. You are not like that sale is powered by you being online. You are not even going to deliver the course. You are not going to teach. You are not going to do anything. But because you have now set up a digital marketing system, as simple as that, you sold via your WhatsApp or your Facebook to somebody and they paid for it. They give them link, a digital link, they paid, and 84 is coming to you because the cost is 42K. It is the extra 3,000 something that is on it that is for government. That's VAT. That's what. So technically, like, the program itself is 42K, but everybody must pay VAT to government. That is why it is 45,150, right? Right? So you see 42K, divide 42K by 5, 20%, that's what's divided by 8. 84 comes to you. It means you go to your church tomorrow. You tell, see this program, in fact, they don't even have to, this program, something, register your son that doesn't have work. So you tell somebody, the person say, yeah, show me. Now you say, yeah, take link, register. And the person register, the money as an 84 is coming to you. The payment is not even in the person, it's not in the 84. The payment is, I can guarantee you that the person takes the program, their life changes. Imagine your church member and say, mommy, Richard, they don't find work, all those things. You now introduce them to a program. They take the program, they now go for interview and say, Mommy Bola, God will bless you. You see that program? Mama, like, do you know how many God will bless you you'll be getting every week? Whereas they did not even know that they, like, I'm just like, I feel like I am so passionate about how people get skills, to get upgraded, to get higher end, to get higher paid. I said, you know what? I will not do this work alone. People that have taken the program, you to go and start telling your people. You will not tell them for free. You will not bring people for me for free. Take money inside. And from that skill that you learned, start it from me. And that is how we start. As at yesterday, we had over 80 people in She Earners. And yes, somebody, I think, what's this girl's name? What's this lady's name? I've forgotten her name, Shakirat or something. Made that first sale or something. And she was so excited. I was happy. I was happy for her because she was even struggling to understand how a link, how to navigate a digital link. Do you know what that means? Like, she was still struggling with her own digital skills, but she has started to implement. Please, I encourage you, if you will come on this program and you just want to buy it and keep, don't bother. Because you are not adding to the number I want to meet. You are not adding to the number of people I want to upskill in Africa. You only added to the sales numbers. My mission for this program is that people enroll, they take it, they upskill, and their life changes. So if your mission is to say, I enroll for 10 courses in 2025, so let me pay for this one as the first one, please, my program is not for you. Don't come here. If your stock in trade is to be accumulating courses upon courses, my program is not for you. Because you know why I'm subsidizing this program? It is so that people can upskill. When you upskill is when you pay me 100%. You only pay me 25% of the money of the program. So the moment you don't take the program, you wasted my money. Because your life will not change. You just paid. And that is all. You did not pay me complete. I always tell people, you only pay me complete when you take the program and you implement and your life starts to change. That is my true payment. Again, I run a social enterprise, meaning impact is first KPI. So please, if I will repeat, if you're stuck in trade, is to accumulate courses upon courses and not implement it, don't join my program. Bye-bye. Take this free one and go. Take this free one and go. Don't come. If you know that is your plan, to say you will be, so you can post on your LinkedIn, I have taken another course as an achievement. Don't come here. I don't want to see you in my program. As in, because you are not adding to the number of people that will now start improving our workforce. What you just want to do is do a fizzy online and say you have on Saturday, I bought this course. You bought this course does not translate to you have upskilled. You must buy, you must come to class, you must implement. That is true upskilling. Okay? Can we have access to the course after the training? Yes, access to the, so if you read through this page, somebody should drop the link to this page again. So you have 1 year access to the course. People that started April last year, they still have access to the course. What you don't have access to is support, like we support you for 6 weeks. So if you like, don't even take it in 6 weeks. So far you can now, some people did not take it during their birthday, holiday, they sat down, decided to take the thing themselves and they decided to, do you understand? But you have 1 year access to the course. And why we don't give lifetime access? Any course you give lifetime access to, people will tell you, I will do it in the next 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, they will never use it. They will never use it. They will never use it. So by the time you know that your time is 1 year, so it is 43,150. That's it, not 350, 43,150. That's a price. I mean, sorry, 45,150, not 43. 45,150 is what it is. 45,150 naira. In dollars is $45. So it is 45,150. Please, that is what it is. I see Dr. David is trying to help us say the price. Okay. So thank you. If you have any other question before we round off this thing, we have spent 1 hour, 30 minutes here. If you have any other questions, you can go through the page. All the questions you have is answered on the page. You have 1 year of access to it. What do you get aside the course is also on the page. What do you get aside the course? You get support in the community. You get quizzes, you get live projects, you come to Zoom, we put you in breakout room, you work collaboratively with other people in the program. You have peer-to-peer peering, as in we peer you for accountability. See, in my program, if you no one learn, you will learn because we set up structures. Can you work with me? No, you cannot work with me. People work with, like, I have 2 of my program, my people that are in my academy that I employed. They started work with me. Did I say 2? Like 3 of them this January. They did internship. They paid for internship. Our internship is paid. I like them enough to retain them. But you asking me, can you work with me? If that is why you want to take the program, no, you cannot work with me. If I have an opening, you qualify for the opening, you apply. Like my organization is treated differently from this academy. I run a business. I'm a very staunch businesswoman. You go through my HR, like you apply, HR grades you, they interview you, you qualify, you come into my organization. My work is not charity. My organization business is not a charity organization. Do you understand? We only get qualified people. And when I say qualified, it does not mean that you've worked for a long time or you've even worked at all. Do you understand? Like I just said, some of my interns just like my interns, like they paid us for internship at the academy. They got posted to iTrain Africa as an organization. Do you understand? And when we were going to advertise and we were looking for people in December, we put it on our careers page. My interns applied. We interviewed them. I run a structured organization. I don't run rubbish. Do you understand? We interviewed them, they applied, we graded them. You qualify, yes. You don't qualify, go. That is how we run it. Several of my interns applied. We only picked 1 or 2. And we had up to 8 interns. Like that is how I don't run this thing. Oh, so don't let's get it twisted. If you want to do internship, we have an internship program. You can read about it. You pay us for the internship because my internship is technically a coaching program where I basically set you up to work in the edtech space. Like you understand what you see. No, not like that. You see, like you are part of the work. You are doing the work like you are a worker in my organization. There is no preferential treatment. So you cannot do internship in my organization and you go to another organization. It doesn't matter where it is in the world. And they say you are doing it rubbish or you are doing loud. It cannot happen. Because the kind of grilling I would have given him my organization during that internship, you are very certain that you can fit into any global space. So every intern that's interned with us since last year, they paid their money for internship because it is almost like it is a coaching program. Only that they are coached on the job. Like we are training them using real work tasks, meaning there's a project to get this done. We sit down, we have meetings. This is this, operate this table like this. Oh yeah, go and implement it, bring it back, you give me feedback, you chat me on Slack. So all the things we taught you completely in the academy, you'll be doing it. You'll be doing it. Some of my interns are here, they can use the raise hand button, ask them. I don't know if you check the comment section, if there's any of my intern here, ask them. Like, you will work, but you can be sure that you cannot go and interview for work outside. And after my internship, no, you work. You work. Do you understand? You work because I don't give my interns preferential treatment. I treat you like an entry-level worker because that is how you'll be treated when you go and apply for that job outside. Do you understand? So I train you like you should be ready to do the work. Dr. A, going through the curriculum, I have the following questions. I've done PPP, and most of the tools I also have. Should I prepare? Should I participate in modules that I have interest in? No, I have several people who have taken GOP. There is a lady, let me show you this lady. She had taken GOP before. She joined WFS, and she was like, oh, wow. Doc, why did you call this program a foundational program? Like that was this thing. Can you see? Not this one. Let me find this person. Yeah, this person. We'll get you. This is what she said. She had taken the GOP program before. Can you see it? This person is in GOP batch 7. She dropped this comment on the GOP batch 7. Just in case you are here, you are wondering what GOP is. GOP is my advanced programs for professionals. It's called the Global Opportunities Program, where we teach professionals with experience, professionals, academias, or founders with experience, how to build their LinkedIn profile and their personal brand to attract global opportunities to them, be it awards, international speaking engagements, all those things. That is GOP. So if you are here and that is the stage of career that you are in, you have experience, you have expertise, you are skilled, and you don't know how to then put it together to attract opportunities of global nature, then the Global Opportunities Program is for you. Because what we then teach you there is how to pack, you see that Ijeoma that we were talking about the other time? That was the first program she took with me. Ijeoma that I just talked about in that video. Ijeoma took GOP with me 2 years ago before she got paralyzed. That's how I know her. That's how she joined our email list. She took GOP. We did the whole LinkedIn thing. She was supposed to go and start positioning on LinkedIn and she disappeared. I didn't know what happened to her until she joined WFS. And even the day she joined WFS, if you go and watch the onboarding video of our batch 5, as I saw somebody join Zoom and I saw the thumbnail, the image of her DP, I said, oh, I know you, don't I? Then she put a smiley. I said, you've done GOP before. She said, yes, and she now puts yes in the chat. She didn't talk, right? In my head, like, now wow, you just ran away like that. No, I didn't know what happened to her. I just commented that, you did GOP 2 years ago to build your brand and start positioning. Yes, but that was not the first time that people do GOP, because people do GOP to build visibility. Then they build visibility, they attract opportunities. They cannot deliver on remote work because they don't have the skills for remote work. So they attract the opportunity, but they cannot deliver. Which is I always tell people that you can attract opportunities and you cannot deliver, because You don't still have the remote worker skills, which is what we call WFS, like the skills to allow you to work collaboratively. So it is one thing to attract, it is one thing to be able to deliver because you have the skill. Do you understand? So when Ijeoma came and registered for WFS, which is why if you listen to her testimony, she said she had been reading about, as in, since when we launched WFS, she had been saying, what can she possibly learn in this foundational program? That is what happened with Ijeoma. So she waited since April. Batch 1 went, batch 2, batch 3, batch 4. She was reading the emails, but she kept asking herself, what can I possibly learn? After all, I've done GOP. And she joined WFS and she was pleasantly surprised. That's what happened. So if you read from Ogechi, she said, I just want to encourage us to get on SFW. Yes, you need it after GOP. Forget the name foundational skills. I am not new to some of these tools, but I'm new to a lot. In fact, there are some that I'm just hearing the name for the first time after being in the corporate space for 15 years. This thing called knowledge is big. Israel Ola said the same thing. And he has been in the corporate space for 15 years. He said the same thing. Many people say the same thing, like, and I thought I knew it. That's always the problem. Professionals don't even know what they don't know. That's the thing. You don't even know what you don't know. So I encourage you to join and take the lessons one by one. You will be pleasantly surprised at what you don't even know exists. I did not know some of these things exist until I joined Museum for the United Nations. And I taught at the university, I did UNILAG for 2 years. I've been to 5 continents, global opportunities, joined various innovation labs, one in Singapore, one in Brazil, several global space. Then I joined UN Live and I knew about the existence of something. Like, my knowledge is at the cross-section of different fields. I've been a professional, I've been an entrepreneur for 15 years, and I've been in the academic space. So my knowledge is very deep because I have knowledge across board. And that was what I combined. I now developed 3 years, and now put this in WFS. So whenever I tell people it is a gift at that price, it is truly a gift. And I am not joking about it being a gift. Get on it, you understand what I'm saying. People will be like, Doc, module 1, I've collected my money and collected change. Module 1. That's what happens. Who do not think? You do not know computer technique. Can you join this meeting? We join this meeting, Isabella. The only person that cannot take WFS is who cannot join this meeting. If you can join this Zoom call, you can hear me, then you have small tech knowledge. You can join this meeting, you can hear me. Module 2 is to teach you tech tools. What I need you to use in the academy, we teach you in tech tools. So it is only if somebody tells me they cannot join Zoom, like they cannot join any meeting online. They cannot join Zoom. They cannot, like, then there's a problem. It means that they don't even know how to click a link and join. Like, can somebody click a link and join something online? So if somebody say they cannot do that, then because the remaining things you can learn. So Isabella, I want you to do something for me. You see this free one, this free version. Click on it and register yourself on it. If you can register yourself on this free version that I dropped, you can click it, put your email, put password, you can register yourself. Then you can do the program. If you can register yourself on this free one and watch it, you can do this program. It is if you cannot register yourself, listen to videos and understand this first module, then you have a problem. But you can navigate it. You can navigate to register yourself. Then you can learn the remaining things. So far, you are open to learning. Okay, I see there are no other questions. Please, if there's you drop your question and I've not answered it. Link to WFS is in the comment section. I think that who asked, somebody asked, and you can pay through bank transfer. Is that Osho Emmanuel? If you want to, Tosin, are you still here? Please drop the bank transfer details. You can pay 45,150 through bank transfer if you don't want to pay through a link. Once you pay, you drop, you send an email to us. You send an email to us once you pay, and you would you'll be sorted, like the admin will sort you. So I just dropped the bank transfer details again, or I think someone in my team just dropped it again. So that's it. Thank you so much for joining this. Please, whatever it is you do, whether it is iTrain Africa program you need to upskill in, or it is you, by the time you go and do your research on LinkedIn, you realize that the skills you need, we don't teach it and all that. Just make sure, I beg you, you don't repeat the mistake of yesteryears in 2020 by waiting for somebody to train you in your own career groups. Have a budget for personal development. This week, I am paying for a training that is happening this January, 150K. February, I'm paying for another 100K. People see me and say, why am I still learning? I said, the day you stop learning is the day you start dying. I have a budget for personal development. I wasn't born a genius. Osho Emmanuel, send an email, follow the instruction in this thing. Like, you know, when you say, if you pay via bank transfer, just send an email to iTrain Africa with that details, your name, the receipt, and all that, and you'll be sorted. They will reply you with what next. They reply you, send you an onboarding email. I use God to beg you. On my program, you will read emails. You will read emails. You will read emails. That is part of what I teach you. You say you want to work in the global space, you don't want to read emails. If you ask us questions, we'll send you back. We'll say, check your onboarding email, it is there. You see the way I explain, like this, it's the way I always explain inside this thing. I will explain and explain so that no matter who you are, you will understand that thing. I explain. Why? Because we have 60-something-year-old in our academy, retirees, that they when they work is in that time, that the typewriter, and they go and they'll be coming to tell us and be saying, doc, I now did assignments for my niece. I did Canva. They asked them to do something on Google. It's me that did the assignment. 60-something-year-old women that have retired. So for me, I have to teach and break it down. That's whether you are 60-something-year-old or you are 7. Again, remember I said I tested my curriculum on 9 demographics to ensure that whatever method of teaching or what we were teaching, they understand. So you would understand, but you must read. I teach people, I teach adults. You will say, I will tell you I sent you email. I did not see it in my email. I will screenshot to you. I said, check your promotions, check spam. One of the things I teach on this program is how to check your email properly. Like, because those are the small mistakes people make in the global workspace. They will not check emails. So when I tell you, go back and go and check, it's not an insult. It is that I need you to inculcate that habit so that it does not affect you when you go and say you want to do global work. We teach it, we practice it. Yes, Global Career Path covers WFS. So Global Career Path means WFS and a technical skill. It means a combination of technical skill and foundational skill, which is WFS. WFS is workplace foundational skills. Then technical skill is whether you are taking product management, project management, or content creation, depending on what you want to take. Then you can then do internship. So if you go down this page, what we always recommend is if you are transitioning or you are a beginner, take the 3. That is, take the foundational, then whatever it is you want to transition to, if we offer it, let's say you want to transition to project management, After WFS, you take the next one. After that one, you now do internship. So Aisha, which is my intern that just finished with me, she's Ghanaian. That is what she did, right? That is what she did with us. So like she took WFS, project management, then she then paid us for internship, and she was transitioning careers. So somebody has replied to say GCP is WFS was a technical skill. So that's GCP Flex. We used to have what we call GCP Pro, which is WFS plus technical skill plus internship, but we had to separate it. So we just have, now if you have finished WFS and technical skill and you want to do internship, then internship is a separate program now, so that you can decide to pay for internship or not. We don't have a lot of space for internships, so it's always on a first come, first served basis. As in even after you pay, we have a wait list of people waiting for internship. There are some people that took exam on Saturday, they've been waiting since August for the internship program. So the next exam now is April. We do another set. Because again, our internship is a very high quality program. There is somebody we sent to one of our partners last year. The partner, they even tell us that they had probably retained the person. You know how I knew? We use the partner for one of the things we use the partner for in our services. And I realized that, like, I sent a complaint to that person to say, oh, we are having a problem with this. And the person that replied me was an intern we sent to them last year who had finished internship. So that means that person had been retained in that organization. I was even going to go and tell the partner, like, you retained this person, not tell us, that kind of thing, just joke. But I'm just telling you, like, so for us, for the internship program, we are very, very, we want to ensure, like, we take the number of people that we have, we can manage, we can co-manage, because it's a 3-month program that we need to do. We are looking at you. How are you doing the partner organization? What are you doing? We want to keep a close tab on you. So it's like we are monitoring you. Let me put it that way. So it's very important for us to take just a few number of people. So people pay us and they are waiting for it. But you cannot do our internship program without taking WFS. You must pay for WFS before you can pay for internship. If you like, say, I've gone to call the name, I've done this in this place. Minimum, you must have taken WFS before you can pay us for internship. It doesn't matter how much you bring and say, I will pay you 1 million for internship. You cannot intern at my organization without going through WFS. How much is internship? It's 215,000 naira. Email address is itrainafrica@gmail.com. That's for sure, Emmanuel. itrainafrica@gmail.com. So I dropped it again. If you look at the instruction of what you do after you pay, send an email to itrainafrica.com. itrainafrica.com. Tosin, did you cut that message? That message does not have, Tosin, that bank transfer message does not say, it does not give them the email. Please always use that version that is in quick reply, that gives them a complete instruction that after you pay, you send the details to iTrain Africa. Because I was wondering, I had to go and look at the message again. Saying you did not put a complete message that gives people instruction. There is a reason we send that thing in that way, so people know what to do after they pay their bank transfer. Please take note, always send a complete message that gives them an instruction on what to do after they pay. So people are not having to ask you for what to do afterwards. Thank you so much, everybody. I really need to go and spend some. I'm going to allow everybody to be able to unmute themselves. I hope to see as many of you in the academy on the 1st of February when we kickstart the batch 6. Yes, batch 6 of the Workplace Foundational Skills Program. And this year, we are going to be training nothing less than 5,000 people. So hopefully you're part of that number. If you want to join the She Earns program, that is, you want to start join the community, you want to apply for it. Yes, you have to apply for the affiliates in quotes, because an empowerment program that then has an affiliate model where you can earn. For us, it is key that we vet the number of people we are training, the people we are training. People must care about impact for you to join our She Earns. Like, you must really care about impact, because first it is about us empowering that population, and then in them being empowered, they are also empowering others by encouraging others to take the program that can change their life. So you want to join the She Earns program, use the link that, I don't know, one of my people dropped it earlier, so you can drop it again, apply for it. Today we just sent, I think this evening, let me show you, we sent a new set of affiliate links. Let me show you my screen. As we're about to start this thing, we shared, can you see it? Can you see new affiliates, new affiliates, new affiliates, new affiliates, new affiliates? So we just created affiliate link for, I think, several people, right? Just created affiliate for several people. So I'm excited because people are beginning to earn just by doing the barest minimum and they are earning from digital economy. So as many of you care about impact, you want to be part of a community where you can start earning from the digital economy, and you are a truthful person, you have integrity, and join She Earns. What do you stand to benefit? Of course, apart from the 20% you get from every sale you make, we also do entrepreneurship training to ensure we are supporting you on how to even sell what you are selling and things. And the community is such a supportive one where affiliates support one another, because we are all in this to grow, thrive, and earn. Yeah, to grow, thrive, and earn. If you have a wife or a sister, yes, anybody can join our She Earns, right? Even a 15-year, as a 17-year-old, like, that is in school, can start earning from She Earns. So if you want to read the details about She Earns, just go to the She Earns page. You will understand that all the details are on the page. Thank you so much for joining me here. And on that note, you can unmute yourself and say good night. Good night and God bless. It's been an amazing 2 hours with you.
Good night, Dr. Derry.
Night.
Have a peaceful night rest after a busy day.
Thank you so much. Good night.
Good night. In fact, I want to learn from you. I don't know what to do with myself. Just, God, please help me, give me direction. I need to go and learn what she's teaching to see how I can put my everything on. I know a lot of things, but I don't know how to use them.
Good night, Doctor. Thank you very much for such enlightenment. I appreciate your time.
Mm.